South Australia nomination program. That's the subclass 190 and the 491. So we're going to be talking about skilled migration specifically for South Australia. My name is Abby from Migration Centre of Australia, and whether you're looking for exciting new career opportunities or a lifestyle that offers you one of the best places to be, this is going to cover what South Australia requires for you to try and get that invitation from the state government. As a skilled migrant, you could be eligible for state nomination, giving you the chance to live and work in South Australia while helping shape the future of the state. So South Australia prioritizes certain things that they're looking for to try and invite people with those skills. South Australia's General Skilled Migration Program is designed to fill critical skill gaps in the workforce, so driving economic growth in key sectors and regional communities is the priority for the government there. Now, this program prioritizes international graduates, so people that have graduated from South Australia itself though. So if you've graduated from an institution located there, skilled workers with experience in specialized skills, so that's anyone with at least 3 years of work experience or currently residing in South Australia with minimum of 12 months work experience, and we'll delve into more detail as we go on in the video. And also skilled migrant professionals who can fill urgent labour shortages, especially in outer South Australia or outside Adelaide, which is the main reason that they're looking at. So there are two visa options you can apply for with state nomination. This first one is the skilled nominated pathway, which is the subclass 190. It's a permanent visa allowing you to live and work in South Australia. The next one is the skilled work regional visa, the subclass 491, where you can live and work in South Australia or regional Australia for up to 5 years with a pathway to permanent residency. Now, the good thing about the 491 is it still gives you options like being able to access Medicare, where you do not necessarily need to have the health insurance, which is sometimes mandatory on all other temporary visas. And it's not just about work. Living in South Australia means access to beautiful landscapes, thriving art scene, high growth in construction and development. So if you're looking to settle there, you will grow your property value as well, which we've seen in the past, and access to some of the most beautiful sunsets and beaches in South Australia. And wineries are located all across South Australia, which are well renowned throughout the world, especially for the red wine there. Now, basic eligibility criteria applicable to both of these streams. So you must have your skill assessment done. Make sure you lodge your expression of interest with at least 65 points, and ensure that you've selected South Australia as your primary choice. We would recommend lodging an expression of interest with only South Australia mentioned in there for the subclass 190 and or the 491 in your expression of interest. Your occupation must be on South Australia's skilled occupation list. You must be under 45. You must have at least competent English, which is 6 in each for IELTS or 50 in each for PTE. And the higher the points you have, the more of a chance you'll have of an invitation. We've created a separate video on what the point system is, what general skilled migration is, so you can click on that video to learn more about how to score extra points to ensure that you are competitive. So there are 4 pathways you can take to apply. So the first one is for Australian graduates who have graduated from South Australia or an institution located in South Australia. So if you've graduated and found strong employment, you could be eligible for the graduate stream under the General Skilled Migration Program subclass 190 or the 491. So to qualify, you must have completed at least 46 weeks of study, and at least with 75% of studies done in that state, even if you've transferred from another state. Reside in South Australia for at least 1 year during your studies, and reside in South Australia for at least 6 months previously before applying or getting invited for the EOI. Now, obviously, if you've studied, you could have moved away and then come back. That's why there's a separate point for at least residing for the last 6 months. Be employed full-time, that's minimum 30 plus hours per week in a job related to your nominated occupation for at least 6 months. Ensure your qualification aligns with the skilled occupation list. So quite a few different things to cover there. So registration of interest needs to be lodged via the skilled and business migration portal for South Australia. So they have their own pre-invite or state nomination process where you need to lodge and then be invited for that. So skilled employment in South Australia means you can access certain benefits. That's the second stream. Now this stream is different to the graduate stream. You might be eligible for the state nomination through the skilled employment in South Australia stream if you have at least 12 months of residency in South Australia, have been working at least 12 months and be currently employed full-time, which is at least 30 hours per week in your nominated occupation, and have undertaken your skilled work experience after your study completion. So you must have the relevant qualification and then be working for at least 12 months in your occupation. Again, you need to lodge your registration of interest through the skilled and business migration portal for South Australia to be invited. Now, the third option is outer regional skilled employment. So this is anything outside Adelaide. For those living and working in outer regional areas of South Australia in their nominated occupation, they can apply for a state nomination through the outer regional skilled employment stream. Now, to be eligible for this, you must have lived and worked in outer regional South Australia for at least 9 months. It's not 12 months like the previous stream that we discussed. Currently, you must be employed for at least 30 hours or more per week in a job related to your nominated occupation at that same skill level. So your job should align with your occupation's ANSCO code. So ANSCO has been updated to OSCO recently, but the department still follows ANSCO 2022 version. And in that, it outlines what the occupation is and what are the tasks for that occupation. And there could be alternative titles as well there. So it's important to make sure when you have that job, it aligns to the government's requirements for ANSCO as well. And then South Australia is looking that you're working in that occupation that's related to your studies for at least 9 months. So South Australia is looking that you have been living there for at least 9 months and working in your nominated occupation full-time, which is at least 30 hours per week. Additionally, you must have completed skilled work experience after your studies. So this experience that you're having in regional South Australia should be post-qualification experience. Now, the last stream is for offshore applicants. So if you're outside Australia but don't want to move here. So first, create an expression of interest. Obviously, you need to have your skills assessment and score all the points that you can to be eligible. Lodge your expression of interest through the Skills Select system and make South Australia your preferred state. Again, we recommend only selecting South Australia when you're lodging this. The South Australian government will then review your EOI for either the 190 or the 491 visa program. For most occupations, you'll need at least 3 years of skilled work experience in your nominated occupation within the last 5 years. So for example, if you're a software developer, you must have worked as a software developer for at least 3 years, full-time equivalent in the last 5 years. But if you're in construction trade industry, you only need 1 year of experience because this is a huge priority for South Australia. So you only need 1 year in the last 3 years. So South Australia evaluates candidates based on their English language level. So the higher that you score, the better your chance of an invitation, years of skilled employment, and the total EOI points that you're claiming. So if you're selected, you'll only have 14 days to submit your application. So make sure all your EOI details are up to date. Make sure your current documents or any points that you're claiming are being claimed correctly. None of those documents have expired. And don't forget, offshore applicants don't need to submit the registration of interest through the portal. It's just through your EOI. Any onshore applicants for the first 3 streams that we discussed will need to submit their registration of interest. So, are you ready to make the move to South Australia? If you're interested or need more information, you can leave a comment below. Or if you need any more detailed discussions, you can book a consultation through our website. Explore your eligibility, submit your registration of interest after lodging your expression of interest if you're in Australia. Now, this journey can take some time. The processing times can be quite long as well based on the current timeframes. But it's very important that you do all the right things to try and get this invitation, which can lead to permanent residency. Click the link in the description for more details and take the first step forward towards your future in South Australia.